Hi, I'm Graham Shannon. I'm from Behind the Mind Clinical Hypnotherapy. Now, if you're watching this short video, you're entertaining the idea of going to a hypnotherapist for some form of therapy, be it smoking, weight loss, or some other therapy. There are a few things that I need to tell you before you do undergo hypnosis and dispel a few fears and give you a few truths. The first thing that we need to tell you is that you will hear everything that the hypnotherapist is telling you. Now, people often come out of hypnosis and say, I don't think I was hypnotized because I heard everything that they said. Well, you will, so don't be surprised. You will hear everything that the hypnotherapist says whilst you're in trance. That's one fear, one misnomer out the road. The other is we can make you act like a donkey and bark like a cow. Well, the simple fact is we can't. You won't do anything that goes against your religious beliefs, your moral beliefs, or anything that you hold tight and firm to your behavioural beliefs. Any secrets that you have in your conscious world, you'll certainly have those secrets in the subconscious world. So you won't reveal your PIN number and you won't reveal any dark, deep secrets. Okay. Now, essentially with hypnosis we deal with two parts of the mind. That's the conscious part and the subconscious part. Now, briefly, with our conscious mind, that's how we're communicating and talking now. We have our analytical part of the mind is housed in the conscious, and that's where we analyse a situation and then formulate a response. Maybe a flat tyre or a leaking tap. That's where we analyse the situation and then go, what are we going to do from here to respond to that? Okay, another part of the conscious mind is our rational part of the mind. Now, the rational part of the conscious mind must give us a reason for everything that we do, otherwise we'd soon become very frustrated, anxious, annoyed. It would lead to depression, and even worse, it could lead to suicidal tendencies. Now, that's not to say that the rational mind is always correct, and I'll give you an example. I smoke because I think better when I smoke. I smoke because it relaxes me. You may smoke for a lot of reasons, but those aren't any of them. You've rationalised why you smoke. I can't lose weight because I always nibble through the ads, or I can't lose weight because I eat because I'm bored. Well, you may eat for a lot of reasons, but again, those aren't any of them. You've rationalised it. So the rational part of the mind gives you a reason of why you do things, and that essentially keeps your mind sort of half logical. Okay, now another part of the conscious mind is temporary memory, and that is names, phone numbers, dates, colours, that type of thing. Now, another part of the conscious mind is willpower. Now, willpower, people say that they can give up smoking with willpower, I can lose weight with willpower, and there's an opportunity, yes, that they may be able to do that, but it's probably not willpower. Willpower gives you that short, sharp burst of adrenaline, of inner strength or fortitude that you need to get through a very brief situation. Willpower is was never intended to make permanent behavioural change. Yes, willpower is there, and yes, willpower will help you, but it's only for a short period of time. So you can't rely on willpower to bring about permanent behavioural change. Okay, so that is the conscious mind. Now, the subconscious mind is our protective mind. In our subconscious mind, we have all our emotions. Every situation, everything that we've seen and heard and been through form our emotions, and they're all housed in our subconscious to be released when we need them. Our permanent memory is housed in our subconscious mind. Now, people say that they can't remember back any further than 5 years. Now, that may be so, consciously, but we know through hypnosis and with regression we can take people back right to the day they were born. So everything that you've seen, heard and been through as far as forming memories are in your subconscious mind. Now, your subconscious mind are also where our habits are. It's not a conscious decision to go and light up a cigarette. It's a subconscious decision because it's a habit that's formed in the subconscious which makes you do these sort of things, as an example. Now, the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, in between them there's a communicator, or a gatekeeper, if you will, and that's called the critical factor. Now, the critical factor is there to protect the subconscious mind, or to enable the subconscious mind to only do what it wants to do. I'll give you an example here. I want to give up smoking. Okay, so I've made a conscious decision to give up smoking, so that goes to my subconscious. Now, before it gets to the subconscious, the critical factor gets the message, he wants to give up smoking. The critical factor then communicates that to the subconscious, this is what he intends to do. Now, the subconscious mind, which I left out before, is actually quite a lazy part of the mind, says, well, this guy's been smoking for 20 years, it's going to take a huge effort for me to stop him from smoking. And he smokes because it relaxes him, and he smokes because he feels more comfortable in a crowd, and he smokes because, no. The subconscious mind says to the critical factor, no, don't let that suggestion through, I don't want to do that. So the critical factor says, no, that's not going to happen. When the critical factor does that, the only thing left is willpower, and as we know, that's good for a short span of time, and that's it. So, as a clinical hypnotherapist, how are we going to get into the subconscious mind and change those habits? What we need to do is hypnotize somebody. Now, hypnosis essentially is bypassing the critical factor and allowing us to address the subconscious mind and affect change with suggestion. So that's what hypnosis does. Hypnosis basically bypasses the critical factor. And if we can then, with enough power and force, put suggestion into the subconscious mind, change must happen. If it gets in there with enough force and power, change will happen. Okay, so if the critical factor is on holidays, if you will, and it's allowing us to get into your subconscious mind, then why can't we make you bark like a dog? You know, dance on your head. Quite simply, you're still consciously aware. As I said before, you will hear everything the hypnotherapist says to you. Consciously, if the hypnotherapist is giving you suggestion to overcome the fear or the habit that you've gone there for, you'll quite willingly allow that suggestion to go into your subconscious mind. And you'll allow us to keep pushing it in with a whole lot of force, because that's the outcome that you want as well. But if we were to say to you, try to get you to do something that goes against your religious or your moral beliefs, consciously you hear this, and consciously you say, I'm not letting them through. Consciously you can stop the suggestion before it gets into your subconscious mind. So you're not left unprotected, even though we're bypassing the critical factor and putting suggestions straight into your subconscious mind. Now, with that in mind, when you go to a hypnotherapist for smoking or weight loss, whatever it might be, you need to go there and want this to happen, because essentially the hypnotherapist can bypass your critical factor, but if consciously you're resisting the suggestions that they're putting into your mind, you're fighting against it, and you're not giving it the full benefit and the full opportunity to work. We'll still get the suggestions in there, but you need to be 100% committed to allowing the therapist to get in there and put all those suggestions straight into your mind, into your subconscious, and affect change. And there's no reason why when you go to your hypnotherapist that you can't say to him, can you tell me what suggestions you're going to use? That way you can be absolutely at ease when you're sitting there in the chair and you can hear these suggestions pounding into your subconscious. You can let them go in freely and easily and give them a pat on the bum on the way through and help them along its way. It really is a two-way street. You're coming to a hypnotherapist for assistance. We need your help for us to get into your subconscious and put those suggestions through. So I hope I've dispelled some fears, and I hope I've made a little bit clearer as to what hypnotherapy is. Look forward to seeing you in the clinic. Thank you.